Rolling. We're live. Welcome, guys, to the Gulf Coast Music Podcast. My name's Q Steezy, and today's new wave, Dynamic Bloodhound.
What's up?
That was fire, man. Oh, for real.
Appreciate it.
Man, what got you into beatboxing?
Well, it all started, it was late 2016. I was late freshman high school era. You know, I was probably going through the normal high school stuff.
Right.
You know, we all went through like a breakup or something. So you're
Right.
stuck in your mind, and it's like, I want to do something. And
Went from beating the box to beatbox.
Exactly. So I was just at home, minding my own business, whatever, just scrolling through YouTube, and you know, I was like into Call of Duty,
Right.
like most of us probably were, and I saw something pop up from this YouTuber. His name at the time was Bunny Fluff, some kind of weird, you know, Xbox gamer tag name, and the title was Best Beatbox Party in COD 4 Remastered. I'm like, okay, I like COD. What's this beatbox? This is gonna be bad. I just wanted to watch it so I can laugh. So then I watched and I'm like, oh shit, look at this dude. He's going nuts. I remember this very distinct beat he did that made me want to start, and it goes like, and I'm like, I want to do that.
Holy shit.
So then years and years of practice, I finally got to that level, and ever since then, I've been meeting, you know, people online, like on Discord or PlayStation like that from across the world. I mean, I got friends from up north, USA to Australia, all kinds.
Right, to Peru.
Well, I ain't met no one from Peru yet,
Oh, okay.
but maybe somewhere out there. But yeah, it's crazy because each beatboxer from their own respective country seems like they have their own unique style. Like, oh, you could tell that's French style, that's Korean style.
Really?
You know, yeah. So most people, when they look at me, they're like, that's Southern style, because he's like the only one in the South that does it.
Does it typically align with the general genres that are in that area?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd say so. Like for French, you'd hear a lot of house beats and stuff.
Really?
Is
Yeah.
that what you talking? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. Now for me, I don't stick to particularly one genre.
Right.
Since I like to listen to all kinds of music.
Yeah.
I kind of multi-genre or something. Like I can go from a hip-hop beat to a dubstep beat, then switch it to a house beat, just because I feel like it. You know, I'm a big bass head, so I like anything with bass. That's me.
Damn, boy. You could switch it up on them. That's
Yep,
crazy.
That's right.
How long did it take you to learn the first one that you were talking about, the Call of Duty one?
Oh, that one. That one. Yeah, I had to think for a minute. Probably a total of maybe 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, but that's not like, you know, every single day practicing that one beat. That's just kind of practicing in 4 years, getting it all together to get that. You know, I probably beatboxed for about 3 years before I got good and wanted to show other people. Right. You know, and I've been doing it way longer than 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's what's the whole process of like learning that you're good at something like that?
Honestly, looking at tutorials from other people
On YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube. Like, say if you want to learn this sound, you search up the name of that sound, which that's called the lip roll. You know, it's every beatboxer like in the community has its own specific name or like of a sound.
Right.
So you search up that sound. You look at the tutorial. You sound like ass at first, trying to learn it.
Right.
And then once you learn it, you're like, okay, I got that sound. Let me compare it to others. So you'll compare. Let's say mine started off sounding like wasn't as powerful to someone who's been doing it for like 5 years. You're like, oh, I want to sound like that guy. So you just constantly look in the mirror and just keep doing it and making the stupid face. And you're like, okay, I'm going to get there eventually. So just keep practicing and practicing and practicing, being hard-headed and stubborn about it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I mean, pause. Does your mouth ever get tired?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jaw.
Right.
From that. Sometimes my throat from the type sounds. And then a lot of dry mouth.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I imagine, man.
It has its drawbacks.
Right.
It definitely does.
Where do you see yourself in your career right now with beatboxing?
Right now, it's mainly like a really, really fun hobby. You know, it's hard to really get out, you know, especially in this area with it.
What's the best area to get out with it?
Be honest with you, the best luck I ever had was going to like, have you ever heard of Wild Country?
Really?
Yeah. and just getting with a bunch of rednecks mud riding and just going up to them unexpectedly and just dropping like and they're like, what is that? And then, you know, they're all drunk, they're enjoying it. And then they like, yo, get him a mic, get him a speaker. And then I start beatboxing and they all just start coming in and, you know, kind of crowds like that, mostly drunk rednecks.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, how much confidence does it take? Because people aren't as familiar with this.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I was very nervous at first, like
Sure.
like coming out to people doing it. But what really made me get over my fear was in high school, my 11th grade, I entered the talent show.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't win. I was still, I think it was like into my third year, so I was like, okay. I think I ranked 4th, you know, out of 16, which ain't that bad.
16 people in the talent show.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to high school?
Baker High School.
The Grand Bay.
What's that?
The Grand Bay?
No, Baker's on airport.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that out.
Yeah. Yeah, my bad. My bad.
What's that? All right, that's 6-minute mark. Yeah, we'll check that.
Apologies.
But yeah, so 11th grade talent show.
Yeah. And I was up there nervous, you know, and I'm like, I gotta show all these people something they've really never heard before. And I was nervous, shaking. But once I started going,
Right.
like I get into that groove, I'm like, I got this. And I was into it, whatever. But the thing was, for that talent show, they didn't give me the same microphone or like the same audio quality as what they gave me for my rehearsal.
Right.
They gave me a really good microphone, like a SM58 for the rehearsal. Best I've ever heard myself. Bassiest I ever heard myself. For the talent show,
Pulled the chair out from under it.
they gave me an SM58, but that thing had a dent in it that deep. And
What the hell?
so basically the bass in it just sounded like a that's
Oh,
what it came out like. I'm like,
shit.
oh shit. And then I'm over here thinking I'm killing. I see this old man just looking at me. I'm like, oh shit.
But yeah, he's not familiar with the 808s.
Yeah. I mean, I got a pretty good crowd response, you know, when I started dropping it. I had people stand up and cheer me. I'm like, okay, thanks for cheering me, but shut up, I can't hear myself and I'll mess up and stuff like that. But yeah. Yep.
How long was the talent show performance?
What I specifically did in
Yeah.
2 minutes.
2 minutes, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. And what constitutes, I mean, is there a beatbox song? Are there any beatbox albums out there?
There's tons.
Yeah.
All kinds. I can name you a couple names you wouldn't know, but
Sure.
but there's a guy named Vocoda.
And he's like the Drake of beatboxing.
He's the EDM head, the dubstep guy.
Gotcha.
Like if you ever want to listen to dubstep beatbox, listen to Vocoda, because
Right.
that dude's crazy. I couldn't do half of his sounds.
Right.
There's another guy. What's his name? He's from South Korea. His name's Hiss, and he started he got into a world beatbox championship when he was only like 14 or 15.
Right.
And he got second place overall. It's called the Grand Beatbox Battle. They held it in Poland,
Damn.
I think.
Well,
Yeah.
Poland would be the spot for some
Yeah.
beatboxing.
Yeah, you would think beatbox would be like, oh, you know, up north New York. I'm just like, yeah, that's where it started, but there's 2 main like popular places where beatbox is hot right now.
Right.
And that's like Europe and Asia.
In Asia.
Yeah. Hot right there. Yeah.
What's a typical beatbox competition like?
Well, I've never been to one live, but
Right.
the ones online are pretty much the same. So it all depends how many competitors you got. So say if you got 32 competitors going to like a mid-sized venue, they're gonna all each do elimination rounds, and they're like 3 to 5 judges, sometimes 6 maybe.
And it's a one-on-one?
Yeah. So what they'll do is they'll do an elimination, all 32, and the judges will rank the top 16 best of those 32 for them to go into a bracket and battle. You know, so you'll
Right.
have like the first place elimination go against 16th place, and then bracket until they get to the semifinal, finals, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's more similar to rap battling than it is a performance.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're just the judges are kind of gauging the volutude, if that's a word, of the bass.
Yeah. You know, just all around. I guess the better beatboxer.
Sure.
You know, the one with the more all around style that fits.
More
You know,
aura.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's categories how you judge things. Also, crowd reaction. you know, that could play a big part in it. Like you can drop the bassiest beat.
But if your family doesn't show up and the other guy's family shows up.
Yeah. No, it's like, take an L.
Yeah.
I'm done. Yep.
Damn. Well, what do you do besides beatboxing?
I play games with my friends and stuff, but most of the time I play games, I, you know, beatbox with them. I just, you know, I like hanging out with friends and family, spending quality time.
Cool.
If I'm not doing that, I'm working.
Right.
Yeah.
Where do you work at?
I work at okay, so the smart term for this is internment technician. Or for people that don't know that, it's a grave digger. I work at a graveyard. I bury people. Yep, they're just dying to get in. Fun fact about a cemetery. I don't know if any of y'all knew this. If you live 3 to 5 miles within a cemetery, you could not be buried there.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever had to enforce that on anybody?
No, I usually just tell them you'd have to be dead.
Damn, I should really get that joke, but I'm too slow-witted.
If you live 3 to 5 miles within a cemetery, you couldn't be buried there.
Okay,
Why?
gosh.
You'd have to be dead.
That's a great joke.
Yeah,
That's a great joke.
It's a dad joke. My dad.
No, it's great to have dad jokes when
Yeah.
you work at a cemetery.
Yeah, you got to have fun there. You work at a cemetery.
You got to keep the humor alive.
Yeah. Yep. Just dying to get in.
Yeah.
My brother, I can't trust my cousin. No, let me take my time. I want every girl like I can't make my mind. I spent 80,000 just to flood the time. I don't wear no hangs, my t-shirt Saint Laurent. I just made a whole bag from like half of a show.
Huncho Fest, the South's fastest growing recurring event, a music festival highlighting independent artists from all over the country. Any artists that want to sign up and perform, all you have to do is DM NMBGJAY on Instagram and he'll negotiate a slot for you. Tickets will be $10 at the door and there will be a giveaway which includes a Gulf Coast music interview or a free performance at an upcoming event, all sponsored. What type of music are you listening to in here?
Man, all kinds. From, you know, hip hop, dubstep,
Yeah.
bass house, which is a form of EDM.
Right.
I grew up on a lot of classic rock, so that's kind of like my chill music.
Yeah.
Good old Steve Miller or Tom Petty, stuff like that. Yep, that's my go-to there.
Staying alive.
Staying-
Staying alive.
Who's that by? I can't
The
think.
Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees. Okay.
Yeah. Be a crazy song at a funeral.
There's a lot of songs I know. I'm like, who's that by again? I know that song.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah.
I performed that song at a talent show in high school, actually.
Really?
Got all high pitch and it did it with a buddy, and we just kind of were joking. And then luckily we had Goosebumps remix by Travis Scott queued up by the DJ, and we were just like, all right, nobody's feeling the Staying Alive acapella.
Yeah.
Just put Goosebumps on it, everybody got lit.
Yeah. Know that feeling? You're like, I'm trying my best here, but no one's feeling. Let me switch up.
This
a little
didn't
bit.
go as I planned in my
Yeah.
dreams.
Yep. Tough times.
Yeah. What's I guess more to the point of teaching the audience that might not be familiar with the skill of beatboxing. Do you have to train your muscles repeatedly for that?
Yeah.
or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it depends what kind of sound you're doing. So going back to the sound, you got to get the position right. So here, I'm gonna break down step by step how that sound works. Like most tutorials, this is what they'll teach you. They'll say, do a kiss, move it to right or left side. I do mine on the right. Give it make sure it's not as tight. Make sure it's more loose. More, just keep
Right.
keep looking in the mirror till you get that little roll. So then you breathe in, put a kick, then there you go.
Damn.
That's the breakdown. Now another sound is my favorite. I call this the demon bass, which is one of my like go-tos. Crazy wow sound. Right?
That sounds straight out of Monsters Incorporated.
That I have a lower version.
Give it to me. Pause. Damn, that's like Sully from Monsters Inc.,
Yeah.
bro.
So the breakdown of that is you basically want to breathe out like you're pissed off, like
Yeah.
you feel that little like vibration in your chest. You basically want that, but backwards.
Right.
and then you add a little vocalization in there, and then you. It's kind of weird to explain, but you take your tongue and curl it, so it turns to. So yeah,
You don't even need autotune.
nope. It's funny you say that. I was actually it was at a party, and someone was playing that song, Pony. That song, and I was doing that part where it goes like, and they're like, dude, we don't even need the song, we got him to do it.
That's funny, man.
Fun times. Yep.
Do you think you could be a producer, like just based off of how well you know beats by creating them yourself?
Yeah.
Just-
If I were to work with some people that has more knowledge on a side, like a side I'm unfamiliar with, I feel like I could.
Because we could just bypass the finding the right drums and the kick, and just you can make an album just off of your beats, and then have
pretty much. Or if some artist is like, yo, I don't know what drums to put, I don't know what beat to start with, I'm like, no. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try that. Yeah, sure.
I mean, honestly, you could be a consultant in the studio, just understanding the feel of that.
That's the good thing about beatboxing is like, if you're a hip hop artist in one world, and then one world you're a beatboxer, like, in your respective fields, there's a lot you can do, but you put yourselves together, dude, I feel like you could be an unstoppable like music production team.
I mean, you could create everything from scratch, literally.
Yeah. I mean, think about like this right here. Sounds cool by itself, but if you put it into like a machine to make it sound inhuman, it's like, what is going on?
A vocalizer on top of the vocalizer.
Yeah. I could do a vocalizer right now on top of that.
On top of a vocalizer on top of a vocalizer.
Vocalize the voice in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think ran through the first beatboxer's mind to come up with this?
Like, how can I like they're probably thinking like, okay, these set amount of people are doing this. How can I innovate it and change the game?
Right.
Like
people are whistling and doing that kind of stuff to their dog.
And
how
at
can we
first,
put that into
at first, probably when they made the sound up, they're like, man, I don't know how well this is gonna do on mic or in front of people. And then you got some people, they probably were like, that's not going to sound good anytime soon. Years later, you get practice down the line.
Right.
And like a...
Damn, you heard Ronnie's bass,
Yeah. You could like... So say if I came up to you and then I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to make that into a cool sound. You're like, no, you can't. Year comes by, turns to... You're like, oh, all right, well, he did. All right, cool.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's like the first ever email. You just hand somebody a letter with that sound, and then it's a notification.
It's like, man, this is where we start. Look at where we're at now. Look where it started.
Right.
Yep.
And when did beatboxing actually start? Like, is there an actual date for it?
I might be wrong. Somewhere in the 80s. I want to say maybe 86.
I was about
maybe
to say,
83, something like that. And I think maybe it was the first beatboxer. It's either a guy named Razel or Kenny Muhammad. I might be wrong. I don't really study the old school. I look into newer stuff now. But
facts.
Yeah.
Imagine they had somebody like in the Roman Empire trying to do it, and he just got crucified for it. Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you something.
Thought he was a demon.
Yeah, I have my friends tell me, we'll be walking through like Walmart. Yo, you should go up to that that old dude and start beatbox, see what he does. I'm like, dude, I'm in Alabama. I'm gonna get shot. I'm gonna get shot, dude.
Yeah, this is wild country.
Yeah, this is wild country. They're either I only do it if they're drunk or something, or because if not, they're going, this is a demon. I'm taking them to church or something. Like what?
That's funny, man.
So that's why it's hard to kind of do it around here and stuff. So
I interrupted you earlier. What's your where do you see yourself in your career right now?
Right now, just having fun with it.
There you go.
I really, really want to go do something with it. My own personal thing, I just don't like to travel that much because the only way right now to be successful with beatbox is to go travel to, like I said, like Asia or Europe, because that's where it's big.
And you're from Grand Bay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not much of a scene down there.
No, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is not me being cocky, but I'm probably the best beatboxer in Alabama because I think I'm the only beatboxer in Alabama.
Yeah.
To the standard.
Right.
But, like I said, just having fun with it, posting my YouTube content and my Instagram stuff, just making little beats, like weekly beats, daily freestyles. I make my own I make my own like beatbox routines from scratch, you know, all from my noggin.
Nice.
Yep, and I have like good equipment and stuff to make it actually pop sound good. So yeah, like I said, just having fun with it right now.
Have you ever considered kind of creating a business where you teach the youngins?
Yes, I would love to do that because there's a guy. His beatbox name is Bart, or you could just say Bart. And he has it's in some kind of like schooling or college or something. He's a teacher, and he's a teacher for beatbox, and he teaches students and stuff. And I'd like to do that. That'd be cool. I would like to do that to have more beatboxers around here, but
absolutely,
it's just hard to imagine that with where we're at.
Where do you see the game in 5 years?
The beatbox game, oh, dude. Well, I thought about this in 2018. I'm like, where's it going to be in 5 years? What am I going to be like in 5 years?
Were you right?
I was like, I'm going to be a beast. I'm like, okay, I was right. I'm a beast. All right, I'm pretty good. I'm Bloodhound. I mean, dude, I'm a dog. I mean, come on.
That's kind
of my thought right now is a lot of I'm not the best beatboxer in the world. There's tons other that I think are better than me. And I already think they sound like a straight up computer. Like, how do you imitate them sounds? So I think it's just going to be like double down in 5 years. They're going to sound more like a computer. And you're like, there's been some times where I'm looking at these, kids like 15 or whatever. I'm like, oh, look at this kid. And he's like 5 times better than me. I'm like, dude, you make me want to quit.
Some kid just started it at like 5 years old, right out the womb.
I got a funny story about that too.
Give it to me.
So this was back probably like not even a year, maybe 2 years into beatbox. I was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
And I was in an Xbox community. They had, little Xbox or PlayStation communities where you can go into these little beatbox parties.
Right. And just talk your shit.
Just talk your shit, beatbox your shit, have little battles, you know, just for fun. And at the time, I was known for this sound called tongue bass. It goes like, oh man, and my name at the time, it was a cringy name called Echo.
That's a hard name.
Yeah, it's not as good as Bloodhound.
Oh, Bloodhound's fire.
Yeah, Bloodhound's better. Anyway, they're like, yo, Echo, you're really good with this tongue bass sound. I found this 12-year-old kid who I think can beat you. I'm like, nah, ain't happening. That little kid schooled me.
And what exactly made him so good at it?
I think it was because at the time, my sound wasn't as consistent, or it didn't sound as good as his. I had
consistency is key, man.
I would have like breath at the time. I was having breathing trouble.
Yeah.
Like because most of my sounds were outward, and I wasn't taking consider of inward sounds you want to breathe in. So I'm over here like, and this kid's over here just being consistent, like hitting me. I mean, it sounded like a machine gun hitting me, dude. I'm like, I lost so bad that there was 5 judges. They all voted him. I left the party. I straight up left that Xbox party. Did not show my face up for another year. Re-battled the same kid, and I lost again. So I was like, all right, I'm not battling this kid ever again.
What was his name, just so we can rival
his name? Okay, his name was Kyle. Kyle Lesh Fans, and he he's from the UK. I'm like, dude, these UK beatboxers are assholes, dude. They beat you and then they like, curb stomp you and you're just like, I'm like, good battle, bro. He's like, yeah, get better, Mike, yeah.
Yeah, they wake up with some beatbox and tea or something.
Yeah, like eating their little crumpets or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm just eating a gas station biscuit over here.
Well, fair enough, brother. What's next for you besides having fun? Are you trying to perform anywhere? Or?
Man, I would love to.
Yeah.
I want to reach out to more people.
Yeah.
That like this.
Yeah.
I reached out to y'all.
Absolutely.
To get my name out there, some of my beats and my music out there some more. To just put it in the back of people's mind. Be more open minded. Like, hey, this is a talent. This is something that people can do. Hey,
it's take seriously as well.
Yeah. If they ever, maybe he could come do like a little 10, 15-minute performance of it.
Yeah,
I'd be down.
Absolutely. Well, guys, y'all need to go check out Bloodhound on Instagram, or are you on any other platforms besides
Instagram and YouTube?
YouTube, yeah.
Also TikTok. I pretty much post the same stuff.
There you go.
And tomorrow I'm having a beatbox song come out called "Back at It Again"
on Apple Music and Spotify.
Not just YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I just put all my stuff on YouTube.
Cool. Much. Well, we'll check it out, man. And yeah, y'all go. Y'all go. Instead of buying your beats from YouTube, just buy your beats from Bloodhound.
Yeah. Would you like me to do a little one of my?
Yeah. We'll do it after this.
Okay, I got
For
you.
sure.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for tuning in. That means peace.
Yeah.